awesome Devil's Eyes. Very mysterious and very cool off of Alive, number 2 in the Roots Music Chart this week. And I have basically the whole band, Kimberly, Jamie, and yes, and my buddy on the drums. Catch your name again. I'm sorry about that. And Reba.
Kevin Lyons.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Lyons. That's right. You got a new bass player. I guess that's kind of what I was looking at. You told me you got some new bass groove, huh?
Yeah.
Mr.
Yes,
Reba?
we did. Yeah, we're real lucky, man. We've got a local a legend and a hero of Southwest Missouri. Has played in a lot of touring bands, for the last 10 years. And Reed Heron Smith is his name, and he is a monster on the bass, and his vocals are just unbelievable as well. So we are super excited to add Reed into the family, and we absolutely cannot wait to record another album with Reed. We really feel like that it's going to be over the top.
Yes, definitely.
That's awesome, because you're a big family. I find the blues family and the bands are always friends in different bands and going around. And tell us how that works with your band, how you guys came to be. And it's a growing process. For many, many years, you never know that you might be working together later on in life, should I say. I'm a fan of music, but it's so interesting to hear all that stuff.
Well, I'll give you a quick rundown as far as the origins of the band. This band was started literally as a family band. Me and Kim and her dad on bass and vocals, and one of my best friends that I've known for years and years that might as well be my brother on drums. It was only started to play once or twice a week locally, just to play with our family. And it kind of immediately got more attention and got much bigger than that. So then we were like, okay, now we got to take this serious. And but unfortunately, Kim's dad couldn't stay with us when we started to travel a lot more and start to actually tour a little bit. And my best friend that was playing with us, he couldn't really do that either. So that's where the wonderful Kevin Lyons from Buffalo, New York, comes into the picture. And Kevin is basically just as much a part of Sister Lucille now as Kim and I.
Exactly.
And he's been with me through thick and thin, good times and bad.
For sure.
Right there by my side. And Kevin's really actually ultimately the glue that kept this band together. If I would have lost Kevin at some point, I would have probably said to hell with it. So maybe I'll let Kevin say a word about that.
Well, you know what? So I was playing with this other band for an IBC competition, right? So I'm sitting there watching these guys play, and I'm going, oh, this is cool. I'm sitting with my wife, I'm going, you know what? What's going to happen? I'm going to be playing with this band soon. And within about 4 months, I was playing with the band. So it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Well,
That's
awesome.
a great
I didn't know
story.
that, Kevin.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Okay.
No. I didn't know that exactly, but you told Chrissy that.
I did. I knew it. You told me that before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was probably drunk or something when you told me.
Well, and then I don't know what we played together with Kevin and Terry for another couple years maybe.
Yeah.
And
2015 is when Dad retired.
And then Dad retired, and unfortunately Dad isn't with us anymore. He passed of cancer last year. So we're so fortunate and so lucky that we did get to play music with him and start this band with him. So we kind of carry the band on in his name and his honor. But then that's when we added Eric Gwynn, who's playing on the album. So that's who you're hearing, when you listen to the tunes. And Eric and Kevin had actually previously known each other and played with each other for like 15 years or something like that. So it was a no-brainer, and it was an instant badass rhythm section as soon as he joined the band.
And as far as our connection with Misfits,
yeah.
I mean, we went down there. Jamie and I started going there in about 2011.
Well, Memphis is also the inspiration.
Yeah, Memphis is the inspiration behind it all. The whole reason Sister Lucille truly exists is because of Memphis. Truly, we started going there and fell in love, and our hearts were like, we were crying watching these people play, and we're like, okay, I think this is where we need to be. This is the music we need to be playing, and we became friends and fans of all the people down there without even telling them we played music in the beginning. And, and I think that really made people look at us a little bit different because we weren't there to be like, hey, I'm in a band. Hey, I'm in a band. You hear that so much when you're in a band. So, I think they kind of looked at us a little different and gave us a chance. And once we got to play in front of them, it was just like instantly, it just opened doors. And Miss Reba, how I met her, basically my best friend took me to her concert knowing I was a huge fan, and it was a little tiny thing like at just a little music club there in town. And I'm sitting there at a table, and my best friend brings her up behind me. She says, turn around, Kim. I turn around, and Miss Reba's standing there. My mouth just falls open. I'm like in love with her. And then she gets up on stage and performs, and I'm like crying, standing up. She comes up to me afterwards. She said, honey, it looked like you were in church today. I said, I was in blues church, Miss Reba.
Oh.
Instantaneous love from there on.
Well, the Memphis thing, I mean, Kim and I have been playing music since we were in diapers, basically. And Kim's originally a country vocalist, and I'm originally just a rock guitar player. And we played together since we were 20 years old now, 21 years old. So we've got 20 years on stage playing together. But, whenever that we went to Memphis, we both looked at each other and realized that we had certainly found our home. And we knew the music that we were going to be focusing on and playing for the rest of our lives. There's not going to be another change.
No.
This is home for us, and that's roots blues rock music, American music. I mean, it's just the best music there is. And when we found people like Reba there, I mean, I didn't even know who Reba was, honestly, before Memphis. And the first time I went to see Reba play, I wasn't for sure exactly what to expect. And by the time that, like, the first couple songs were done, I was like, okay, I might be watching the best vocalist I've ever seen in my life at this little club in Memphis, Tennessee.
Well,
so I don't know what they got in the water down there, Miss Reba in Memphis, but y'all are some bad asses is all I got to say.
Well, if I can just chime in real quick here, I'll just give you a quick overview. The bottom line is I came to music late, and I came to music when I moved to Memphis. And Memphis made me a musician, and that's how powerful this place is. I was 16 or 17 years old before I really started playing music, being interested in music, and that was shortly after I had, a couple of years after I had moved to Memphis as a kid. And this place is definitely got some mojo that will get on you and get in you if you let it, for sure. And I was thrilled that y'all came to Memphis to record. I just think we all love you, and just saying how proud I am of this record too. I mean, so proud of it. Just so proud of it. You guys killed it, and you took Memphis, and it took you, just like it took me.
Right.
And
It's
a blessing.
Well, that's a great explanation of it, Reba, better than I could have ever said, because that's exactly what happened to us. That once again, we had been playing music our whole lives, but we had never. There was that next level that we had never taken it to, because where we're from and in this area, there just isn't a whole lot of musicians like that are really bringing it that hard, and so Memphis just got in our blood, and it's there for the rest of our lives, and it made us much better musicians. and we're fans. I'm as big of a fan of music as I am a musician.
Yep.
I know some musicians, don't hardly listen to anything but their own music, and other musicians, that's all they do is listen to, and so I'm one of those people that I love to listen to other people's music. I hardly ever listen to my own. Mm-hmm. And so there's all that variety in Memphis. It's a smorgasbord of music. I didn't do anything but listen to Memphis musicians for like several years straight, basically.
Yeah. And I think it kind of shows in our album. It's not country, it's not rock, it's not complete blues. It encompasses them all, just like you said, Miss Reba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took all of our
which is in other places. It may not be quite so welcome to be a renegade, independent type person, but in Memphis, that is exactly what we are here. A bunch of renegades.
That's right.
And I fit in perfect.
You gotta love that. And Richard Cushing was on my show about 2-3 weeks ago, and he was telling me about that. He has all these open jams. Artists come all the time, and they just play with him everywhere. Yep. Everybody's welcome. And he was telling me how Memphis, I was asking, because I had one time I went to Nashville, actually, Jeremy Parsons was playing at the Swinging Doors, and I can go mobile with this show. I can go on the road with bandwidth and do what we're doing right now on the road, and Jeremy was there. So that was my time in Nashville. And Richard was telling me how Memphis is more of a place to cultivate your style. Your blues. It's a jam. Yeah. It's exactly what you are describing, what he said, or just like he has open in the Herman Green. And, oh, my God, Free World is one of my favorite CDs. I love what it is. I think it's the name of it.
Oh,
with the horn.
Yeah.
Sunday night, I think it is, and all that. I played it like on a Packers Sunday night. I get the football going, and you know what I mean? I'm a cheesehead, in Wisconsin. And I just hear this. Betsy Brown. This is where I got all this music from. Is from Betsy Brown and Brian Laccoon. She just started sending it my way and promoting. And I'm a fan, like I mentioned, rock and the Who. And I'm like, hey, this is blues. It's rock, man. It's all of it. And I love the guitars. Ding, ding, ding. And you guys, your album is a sing.
Oh, yeah. Andy is amazing. Jamie and I are such Free World fans. We would play Thursday, Friday, Saturday night somewhere in Missouri, and we drive 5 hours on Sunday just to see Free World. That's what we would do. That's how much we love Sunday nights on Bill Street.
Hardcore, baby. A huge band. So, not about that, but it's just talking about the community in Memphis is what you're saying. Again, Nashville is one other thing. And I'm just a fan of, hey, Nashville, Memphis, you go there and Elvis or whatever, it's cool. I went to Sun Records.
Well, I got to say, that Nashville and Memphis, two completely different places, man.
Yeah.
I used to go to we went to Nashville for years and years, and I would take Memphis any day of the week. That's all I can say about that.
Well, it's a different mindset.
Oh, go ahead, Reba.
I was just going to say it's kind of a different mindset between the two cities. They're both musical powerhouses. Nashville's a bit more of a factory town. And people are protective of everything. And Memphis is way more of a freer, not quite so paranoid and picky about everything here. And a little more welcoming, I think, of outsiders.
Definitely.
But at the same time,